Okay, hello bro and welcome back to the new video. Today I have an interesting topic for you bro because today we are going to discuss how corporations are used to avoid paying taxes, okay? This is basically another strategy that the rich people use to avoid paying taxes, and today I'm going to show you a very simple concept how corporations are used to do so, okay? Very simple. Okay, so basically, bro, who am I? My name is Yasha, and I help people increase cash flow while decreasing the risk when they are investing. Okay, now the first link in description is going to take you to my website where you can then click here on start and book a free consultation meeting with me, bro. We are going to have a free meeting where we are going to discuss a little bit, and then also I'm going to show you those very same strategies that helped me accumulate enough money to be able to quit work and then focus on my own business for a couple of years. Okay, now again bro, this is free consultation, so I hope to see you soon. Okay, now let's go to the topic. Okay, so there are two main strategies that rich people use to avoid paying taxes. Okay, the first one was capital gains, which we already covered in the previous video that you can watch right now here on the top. So in this card, you can click it. And then today we are going to focus on the second strategy, which are corporations. Okay, so first I want to show you a quick history of corporations. So basically they were formed during the colonization time, when Europeans were traveling to United States and basically America, South America and North America, and they were establishing colonies there. Okay, and what actually happened was rich people formed corporations in that time because they wanted to spread the risk. Okay, if for example one rich person would invest everything into one boat, into one ship that is going from Europe to America, and then if that ship would sink, then that rich person would lose all the investments. Okay, all the money that they invested into that particular ship. Okay, so rich people then formed corporations where a lot of rich people basically invested all the money into different ships, so that if one ship sank and the other ships survived, then they would lose just a little bit of money as in comparison to if they would invest only in one single ship. Okay, now nowadays you can compare that with basically diversification when you invest in the stock market. Okay, you don't invest in let's say one or two stocks, you are investing in 5, 6, 7 stocks. Okay, because you want to spread the risk a little bit. And the same was with corporations. Rich people were investing into different ships at the same time so that they could spread the risk. Okay, very simple concept. So today, bro, corporations are used mostly by the rich people to avoid paying taxes. Okay, why? Because they have different tax structure. Okay, when normal person is working, they are getting a salary, and they immediately, the first thing that happens with that salary is that the government takes, in Slovenia for example, 50% of that salary as a tax. Okay, I am from Slovenia, so I know the tax structure in Slovenia. With your country, it's perhaps a little bit different. Okay, so basically when I get the salary, 50% is immediately away. Okay, it's gone, nada. But corporations have a different tax structure. Okay, when corporations get the money, which is like a salary for them, first they deduct all of the costs. Okay, and then on the remaining amount you put the tax. Okay, basically it's reverse engineering. Okay, first you deduct all of the costs, and then on the remaining amount you are taxed for that amount. Okay, it's very simple but very powerful. Okay, because rich people abuse this very same strategy. Okay, this reverse taxing engineering. Okay, to supercharge their savings and then start to invest money into their investments. Okay, now how do they do that, bro? I want to show you an example. It's gonna take a while. Okay, so please be patient because the concept is simple yet very powerful. Okay, So we are going to do a comparison between a normal person, okay, normal 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 person in my case, and corporation, okay. So I'm gonna draw a little chart here, okay, and then here we have a normal working person, that's let's say our parents, and then here we have us, future rich people who use corporations, okay. So that's you, because it's you know, you who are watching this, and then corporation is your corporation, okay. So now let's go. Let's say that we want to have 1,600 euros per month, which is our, in case of normal person, that's gonna be the salary, but in corporation, let's say that this is going to be a profit, okay. Now, in order to get 1,600 euros, we would have to have, with normal person, we would have to have double the amount, okay? In case of Slovenia, because in Slovenia we are taxed with 50%, okay? So that's gonna be, that's gonna be 3,200, okay? So we are going to use 3,200 as an income of normal person and corporation, okay? So that we have simpler way of showing this example, okay. So normal person gets 3,200, okay, and then we immediately have to deduct 50%, okay, because of the tax, which is 1,600, and then a normal person is left with 1,600 euros salary, okay. And then that normal person, in my case, okay, still has to pay the rent, which is, let's say, 500 euros, and then that normal person also has to pay, let's say, the utility bills, okay, which is electricity and water and things like that. And then let's say that the normal person has a car payment as well, okay, which is another, let's say, 300 euros. And then let's say also that this normal person also, let's say, invests into real estate, okay, because they want to get free from the rat race. So they have additional 300 euros for mortgage on the second flat that they are renting out, okay. So at the end of the day, that normal person is going to have, if I'm calculated correctly, it's gonna have, let's say, 400 euros left on their bank account, okay, after 1 month, okay. So we're going to put here 400 euros profit, normal person, okay. And now corporation, bro, this is going to get very interesting, okay. Corporation also has an income of 3,200 euros, okay. But as we said, corporations, especially rich people, are using reverse engineering, okay? So they are going to deduct all of the costs first, all of the expenses first, okay? And then on the remaining amount, it's going to be taxed, okay? The remaining amount is then taxed, okay? So let's do. So we have a rent of 500 euros, which we deduct immediately before paying the tax. Then we have utility bills, which are electricity and water, 100 euros. And then we have again car payment, but in that case, it's not going to be a private car, it's going to be a company car. But of course, the owner of this corporation is going to use it for a daily driver, okay? So it's basically a private car that the corporation paid for, okay? Very simple structure. And then again, this corporation is investing in real estate, so they are going to have another 300 euros mortgage payment, okay? Now, what is left now? After all of the costs that we deducted, we are left, if I'm not mistaken, with 2,000 euros, okay? So we already see, bro, here, before taxes, we already have 400 euros more with corporation, okay? But then of course we want to be fair citizens, so we are going to pay the tax, okay? Now here we have corporations are taxed with 25%, at least in Slovenia it's that way, okay? So 25% of 2,000 is going to be 500, okay? So we are taxed 500, which means that the remaining amount that we have after taxes is 1,500 euros, bro, which is 1,100 euros higher than normal person, even though we have all of the same expenses, bro. We are living the same lifestyle, just our way of making money is different, okay? Even the amount is the same, but just our lifestyle, in terms of the business aspect is different, okay? Otherwise, we still have the rent, we have the car, we have utilities, we have mortgage, we have everything the same, bro, except the tax structure is different because we are making money with corporations, whereas normal people are making money with salaries, okay? Now you're thinking, okay, Asha, 25% is a little bit too little for corporation, okay? Let's put the tax 50%, okay? Okay, so instead of 500 euros, we are going to be now taxed 50%, which means we are going to be taxed for 1,000 euros. And in that case, bro, we still have, let's say, 1,000 euros left, okay, after the tax, which means we are still 600 euros more in profit than a normal person. So it's absolutely crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy concept, okay? So now obviously you want to make money, you want to get rich, just like I want to get rich, okay? That's why you are still watching this video. So you are asking yourself, what can I do right now, okay? Look, establishing corporations is for normal person quite expensive, okay? Especially if you are a young man who is just starting a career, who is making fucking shitty salary, okay? Because everyone is exploiting you. Establishing a corporation at this point in life is going to be a little bit silly mistake, in my opinion, as a silly decision, to be honest, because they are expensive, okay? Corporations are expensive to establish, are expensive to run if you don't have already a side hustle, okay? But instead, as a normal person, you can use capital gains, bro, okay? Because capital gains, we discussed that in the previous video that you can see right now here on top, okay? Click on that link if you want. So basically, capital gains are income from, let's say, stocks, bonds, real estate, whatever you buy and then sell as an investment, that's going to be a capital gain, okay? And capital gains, bro, are still less taxed than normal salaries, okay? In Slovenia, for example, capital gains are taxed with 25%, whereas normal salary is taxed with 50%, okay? So before you establish a corporation, bro, start making as much money as possible with capital gains, because that way you are going to already save 25% of all the money that you would otherwise pay for normal salary, right? And the idea is, bro, to basically substitute your normal salary with capital gains salary, so to say, okay? Basically, the idea here is to make enough money with dividend stocks, with real estate, with whatever investment you are investing into, okay? To basically then substitute normal salary with that income from dividends and real estate or whatever, okay? So yeah, that's basically it, bro. Very simple concept, yet very powerful to supercharge your savings, man. Absolutely crazy. So again, bro, if you want to double your income while you reduce your risk, and also if you want to be independent from stock market crashes and movements, and also if you want to use other people's money to actually make your own money, then again, click on free consultation meeting here on my website, first link in the description, click start, and I'm gonna show you those very same strategies, okay? So do the hard work and see you on top of the world, champion.